Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Just like to say a big thank you to everyone who liked and subscribed and commented on the last video. Very much appreciated as always. So I'm out on the BSA 650 Goldstar today. I'm just taking it to BSA Motorcycles in Bradford for its 7,000 mile service. The weather has cheered up somewhat since this morning. It was absolutely dreadful this morning, absolutely chucking it down. And now the sun's come out, and whilst it's still pretty cool for the time of year, it's not too bad. So just on the road to Appley Bridge at the moment. The trip to BSA Motorcycles from here is about half an hour through Bradford. So I won't be running the video for much longer at this point, because I must admit there's not an awful lot to see in Bradford, as I'm sure you appreciate. So I'm taking the bike in and I'm hoping to get a loan bike, which may well be either the Bantam, BSA Bantam, or the Scrambler. Now, I haven't ridden either of them, so I'm not really bothered which one I get. It'd be nice to ride the Bantam, because the Scrambler's got the same engine as the Goldstar. The riding position slightly differently from what I understand. So the Bantam will be quite nice to see how that compares. So I will leave you here and I shall catch up with you soon. Hi everyone and welcome back. BSA Motorcycles were kind enough to lend me the Scrambler, BSA Scrambler or B65. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. It's the first time I've ridden one of these. Bit of vibration in the mirrors at 70 miles an hour. But I have to say, the riding position is pretty good. Nice wide handlebars, which is good for me because I've got arms like an orangutan. Seating position sort of throws you forwards a bit, not much, but the riding style is definitely more aggressive than the Goldstar, that's for sure. And the bike seems immensely flickable. I don't know if that's to do with the weight distribution. It certainly seems more flickable than the Goldstar. The Goldstar seems a lot heavier in comparison. And again, there's plenty of stats online for you to have a look at to see whether that's actually true or not, but that's certainly how it feels. The gearing is good, and again, whether it's just because the bike's on a 26 plate and done about 250 miles and the gearing seems a bit crisper than the Goldstar, but it certainly seems more responsive. And the Goldstar is pretty responsive. Good switch gear. Although I have noticed since I've been riding it, there's been a few times where I've actually put the bike in on full beam, the lights on full beam, because the headlight controls, I'm not sure if you can see that where my finger is, the headlight controls are just at the back of where the clutch is. And I think what's been happening is I've been pulling the clutch in and knocking the little lever that changes it from full beam to dipped, etc. I'm sure that would be something that I would get used to if I decided to get one of these. I've no plans to, by the way. The brakes are as good as the Goldstar. Obviously we've got knobbly tyres, but you wouldn't think so. Certainly the way it handles is very impressive. The seat appears to be very similar to the stock one on the Goldstar. I mean, I had mine re-padded, an extra 40mm put in because of my long legs. In terms of when talking about my legs, they do seem a little bit more cramped than they do on the Goldstar, and I don't know whether they just moved the foot pegs up a little bit or not. I don't know. Again, it could just all be imaginary. But the bike certainly feels lighter, a lot lighter than the Goldstar. Digital display is pretty good, although the angle of it does mean then when the sun shines on it, it's a lovely sunny day, as you can see, it is a little bit difficult to see. But by no means impossible. Slow riding is pretty good on this as well. So I think the weight distribution is higher up, so that would normally mean it's not as good. Would for me anyway. But it seems fine. And it's definitely bags of fun, that's for sure. Shock absorbers, I think, are the same ones that you get on the Goldstar as stock, which are okay, I suppose, but not brilliant. I had my shock absorbers switched out for some Hagons, 2820s I think they were. Massive improvement. Visibility from the ghetto, what are you doing? Visibility from the mirrors isn't bad. But I think if I had one of these I would probably put some bar ends on, only because I'm used to them on the Goldstar. But overall this bike is pretty good. If I had to give it marks out of 10, how it makes me feel, I'd probably say around about an 8, I think. It is a different ride to the Goldstar, even though the engine is the same 650 single Rotax. But it does definitely seem to be a different style of riding for this. It almost urges you on, which is probably not a good thing, really. And whilst the Goldstar is a damn good bike, it does feels a lot heavier. Not quite as flickable as this. But the handling on these tyres is, from the short time that I've had it, seems very good. So that's my short review of the BSA 65 Scrambler. So I've only got the bike until tomorrow, and I'm going to have to go back to work when I get home, and then I'm going to be busy for most of the day tomorrow, so probably not going to have much time to ride it apart from back to the dealership to pick up my Goldstar after its service. So yeah, that's the Scrambler. Hope you enjoyed this little very short basic review. There's lots of other reviews online, which I'm sure you're aware of, that go into far more detail than I have. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've got any comments on the